that skill most people don't have.
The question is, I think that so many people, whether they understand how to do it or not, watch the UFC and they see guys going to the guard, and I think
They'll try to squirm their way.
They'll try to squirm their way into these positions that they see on TV.
Yes. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Stop, please.
Sir. Sir.
He has a really good. Can you talk to me about what you just said about people watching TV?
The UFC is so popular now, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is so popular that people are always pulling guard, getting their legs down and getting wrapped around here. Yes. If I'm on my back and somebody's approaching me, that's the first thing I'm going to try to do. Even if I get kicked or punched, I'm going to keep just working and trying to get guard if I'm on my back.
So for us, now he's talking about a much different level of expertise. For me to try to get something like that will be harder because he's already squirming in. You would agree with that, right, too. Because if you're moving in, go ahead, I'm trying to get that. Well, I got him, but he's got me too. So that's why you do have to do ground fighting as well. Because it's a whole, it's like going from the beginners to the advanced level. We need to know how to deal with this stuff and know how to fall and be humbled and be tapped out and all that. There are some things we can still do because I think in the UFC, if he's coming in, I don't think they're allowed to be hitting there or anything. That's why self-defense takes over in striking. I would say the minimal thing I can do is when he's coming in is try to shoot your leg back so he can only get one. At least that'll cut my chances of being completely wrapped and becoming doomed. So again, if you're back, if he's kind of an amoeba cell and he's moving in here, I want to shift. At least I can get pivoted, ichimonji. That helps. It's not guaranteed. Nothing is. Continue to come in from here. Yeah, at least I can move here and continue to get something. He's still going to fight, of course, see? And don't move. Move over here. From that position, I would have dropped him to a knee bar if possible. But I don't know what he's going to do. He doesn't know what I'm going to do. The open-ended part is why we continue to train.
Right. Because
no question is ever totally answered. It's chess. How deep do you want to get? If you want to get to Bobby Fischer level, it's 20 to 30 years. It's very good. Very good. Great question, isn't it?
Sure.
Now, what are the chances of fighting the UFC on the guy on the ground? What do you think? I don't know the answer. What do you guys think?
In my small town, where there's Batesville, Bright, Harrison, and Brookville, there's 3 MMA gyms in that area. Mm-hmm. And
why is that so popular there?
I guess because it's on TV.
Mm-hmm.
So it's becoming a cultural thing, correct?
Yeah, they have one up in Dayton where we
live. It's a great thing to do, and that's why I believe with all martial arts you need to be well-rounded. I'm not saying you have to spend the time and the money to go to 4 schools at once, but that is what we call a specialty school. That's all they do is jiu-jitsu and ground. They don't do weapons, they don't do anything else, but it wouldn't hurt to look for a local seminar on that topic.
It also goes back to the warrior spirit and what we do here. I was talking to those guys. You get me on the ground, that's okay. I'll bite your nose off and I'll spit it back in your face. You can do all the MMA you want. But the training that you're going to get in here, we got to add that realism in to where we're not going to go for an arm bar. I don't care about an arm bar. Right. I'm going to poke your eyeball out and win. And that's what we do. And that's why this isn't a sport. This is self-defense.
And that's again, this is such an important point. We would throw the dirty fighting in. Mm-hmm. We meaning a person that didn't know what they're doing. I would think if you're getting me in that and my children are behind me, or my dog or whatever, whatever it might be, I am not going to just try to do a grapple with him. I'm going to bite, pinch, whatever I need to do, rip eyes out. They can't do that in a sport. However, the flip side, which we can be ignorant of, is the sport side, the softer jiu-jitsu side, can beat those that are trying to rip eyes out. Because if they have the skill, I don't care how big or small you are, the weight helps. They can beat us with technique over violence. That's why there really isn't a clear answer. It really almost depends on, who's better with this weapon. It depends on who's holding the weapon. It's not the weapon itself, our body, it's what we know and the experience we have. That's what I love, is both complement each other. They're not against each other. I don't dislike ground fighting because I do stand-up martial art or anything, and vice versa. But so I think that they should complement. And the only way to do that is to find experts in that field. I am not a ground expert by any means. I know what I'm doing, but I use my weight and like that stuff. If I was on the ground, that's what I would do. However, I know people in jiu-jitsu that know nothing about, you have me in an armbar here, the Jujigatami, he's got me here. And these guys don't know enough to know that I have a pocket knife and I'm going to stab him while he's doing juji. They're ignorant to that, as the warriors might be ignorant to these ground moves. Isn't that cool to know that we need this mutual respect between all the arts to make a full-rounded tatsujin?
Yes.
Isn't that true?
It's very true.
You can't dislike one because you're not an expert at it. That's what people do a lot in martial arts. I know it. They go, oh, that's stupid ground stuff. I don't need to know that. I'm a samurai. BS. If they get you on the ground, you're going to be a tapped-out samurai. And would you want that? I don't. Same time, the ground guys are like, yeah, I'll kill you. No, not if I plucked your eye out and ate it.
Right.
So you see the difference. But I don't believe they're mutually exclusive at all. I believe it's just open-mindedness. And that's the symbol in the window. We keep going back to that. Really is interesting. We don't have time to go into the side mounts, the regular mounts, back mounts, guard breaks. We just don't have time. I do want Mr. Holt to show the side mount with the onikudaki or Americana. Go ahead, sir.